want to explain how we make the Grenache 2018 that I'm releasing now. This is the 2020 grapes, but I can explain to you how the fermentation works. I use these small 1.5 ton fermenting tanks. I use roughly about 1/3 whole bunches that we put at the bottom of the tank, and then the rest of the grapes are crushed on top. I do a long cold soak of about 4 to 7 days, depending on the vineyard, at about 8 degrees Celsius. After that, a natural ferment will start as soon as the grapes heat up a bit. Once the ferment starts, we do 2 punch downs a day by hand or with the puncher. So I can show you how we gently punch the grapes in order to extract only the pure and gentle flavors of the Grenache. Once the fermentation is about halfway or 2/3 through, we basically just wet the cap of the Grenache. So we don't want to extract any harsh or hard flavors, only the pure, gentle flavors of the Grenache. With the puncher, if you want to mix the grapes a bit more, if the heat builds up too much, you can punch the grapes completely down to the bottom. That distributes the heat and the grapes much better. We're going to press the tank in a few minutes, so from here we'll move over to the press. What's he doing outside? After 3.5 weeks on the skins, the grapes are now ready to be pressed. You'll see even after the fermentation there's still whole bunches intact. So the pressing that comes from this will be completely different than the pressing that comes from this. Basically purer, more gentle flavors from the grapes that we press like this. So this is the last press, and this will be more the free run juice that comes from here. So after 3.5 weeks, we will take the bucket and we will fill the press. This is a modernized basket press. So we do a very soft pressing, so in order just to extract gentle, soft flavors of the Grenache, we don't press hard at all. So we empty the tank, into the press. As soon as it's full, we will start the pressing. So here I am today releasing my 2018 Grenache wine, Momento wines. The 2018 vintage is a really bright, elegant and pure vintage. Leading up to the vintage, we had another dry winter, so the soil was dry, and even during ripening phase, it was also quite a dry vintage. So we had very healthy grapes, no disease, and because of all that drought, we had small berries, small bunches, and therefore, I would say, more intense extraction of fruit and flavor. There was a period in December when it was quite hot, and then it cooled down in January, February. So cooler nights, but warmer days, and that difference in temperature creates for better flavor development in the berries. So I was very happy with the harvest of 2018, and I also tried to work with that during the making of the wine, trying to express the delicate side of Grenache even more, and I pulled back on the punch downs even more in 2018. So less working with the grapes to give you a better expression of the vintage, I guess, and also a better expression of Grenache, and especially the delicate and elegant side of Grenache. These wines were still matured for the same amount of time, 15 months in older French oak barrels. I'm introducing in the newer vintages also some bigger format barrels. We've got 400s, and I've got one big foudre that will also be introduced with the later releases of the Grenache Noir. When you'll see the difference, or the 2018 for me, one thing that stands out is the purity of the color. It's got a beautiful, light, bright red color, and also on the nose and on the flavors, it also represents or shows that. So I would say there's a more lighter cherry, lighter, very strawberry fruit compared to the 17, which was a bit more darker in expression. On the palate, it's got it, and I'm looking forward to sharing it with you. Cheers. I would just like to expand a little bit more on the vineyard side. For my Grenache, I choose specific vineyard sites to reflect the elegant side of Grenache. So I work with vineyards from Swaziland, grown on granite soils. The granite soils gives you a more elegant and pure example. And the thing what I love about the granite is the tannins that you get. You get a very fine tannin structure in the middle, and that allows for good aging of the wine. Granite also gives you that beautiful bright fruit, almost perfume, purple, red combination of different fruits, and I just really love granite soils with Grenache.